All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome back. As they mentioned, we are running Fire Emblem the Sacred Stone. Specifically, we are running the E-frame route. This game was actually showed on GDQ about 6 years ago, but that showed the Erica route. So I'm very happy to show the other side of this game 6 years later. Joining me on the couch, I have the lovely Pleasantly Twisted. If you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Pleasantly Twisted, or as many of you might know me as PT. I am once again on the couch here to clown around and provide some useful commentary, but I am mostly here to just kind of hang out with Nestani and see what this run is all about, especially since I just learned how to pronounce it as of 20 seconds ago. Just 20 seconds ago. So.
And neither of us are going to hit our mics anymore because I accidentally smacked the crap out of it. But
oh, did I just?
So this is actually the second game released into the Western market. This is actually the 8th Fire Emblem in total, though, and this is the 3rd on the GBA franchise. And with that being said, let's just go ahead and hop into the run. Time's going to start on file select. So can we get a countdown? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this is Fire Emblem. If you don't know, Fire Emblem is a tactical role-playing game. The TLDR is that I do a turn, and then they do a turn, and then we just go back and forth. It's really simple gameplay. But what happens at the very beginning of the game is that we are aligned with the nation of Renus. We are controlling Princess Erica and her retainer, Seth. And basically, the nation of Grado has invaded us, who we were friends with for so long, and then they were like, actually, we ain't friends anymore. We running it down. Yikes. And so now we, instead of running it down, we're running it away to Freelia because we don't want to die, smile. So we're running away, and then we're gonna loop back down because our brothers and enemy territory, whatever, who cares, blah, blah, blah. This is a speed run. What are we doing? So just, if you've all seen any other Fire Emblem games, you know that there's a lot of this thing called RNG in Fire Emblem games, and I'm very proud to tell you, we got none of that here. Nice. Everything you're about to see is predetermined, and you know that saying, we've never seen that before? We have seen it before. We've seen everything before, and we're gonna keep seeing it. And this is the primary method of what we're gonna do is all that little weird circle around thing that I just did, that was me redrawing the cursor. And essentially what happens is whenever you redraw the cursor in this game, you burn a set of random numbers. So whenever you load into the game for the first time, you create a new file, you get let's just say 4 random numbers. If you manipulate these 4 random numbers in a specific way every single time on repeat, you will get the same outcome every single time. And that is exactly what we are doing. And so this has a lot of implications because there's many things that these numbers can influence. And by many things, I mean basically everything you can think of. Most notable ones is hitting and, if you hit or not, if you crit or not, things of that nature. And so I do want to bring up the routing aspect of the game because let's be for real. I didn't route this. I'm dumb as bricks. I ain't doing any of this. I ain't smart enough to do this. I'll be so real. So I am definitely standing on the shoulders from very many smart Fire Emblem runners such as Kirby Masta and the other Fire Emblem crew. But so what they did when they were running this game is that, we can manipulate crits. Let's be very clear. We can do that. I can crit every single enemy if I wanted to. Now, probably not me because I probably couldn't figure out what cursor redraw to do, but I could. But you're gonna notice a lot of times we actually don't because at the end of the day, this is still a speed run. So a lot of times we're just gonna hit them twice because that's faster than doing the whole and redrawing it a billion times, right? Because at the end of the day, we're still about speed and not about swag, unfortunately. Hate to say it, but this is Seth right here on the screen, middle guy. He's going to be our primary ball handler. Basically, Fire Emblem likes to give you a pre-promoted unit at the beginning of runs. These units normally fall off later on in the game. However, Seth is a little different because it's Seth, and if you know anything about Seth, he's a ridiculous unit in this game. But also, we can manipulate level ups. So we can get certain levels and certain abilities that will basically make us stronger. But we will talk about that in a second because right now, we are going to flash the screen. Don't worry about that. And then we're gonna go to the shop because we just got some money and we're gonna spend all of it. Not all of it, but most of it. And we're going to buy these things called javelins. Essentially, in this game, you have melee range and you have range, as they say. Basically, the whole goal of this run is to minimize player turns as much as possible, which means that we want to be able to counterattack enemies that can attack us from a 2-range away. So like Nemi has a bow, she just attacked that wall there from like, light years away. By light years, I literally just mean 2 spaces away. But javelins allow us to attack enemies from melee range and range, and the only caveat with these javelins is that they are pretty weak weapons and they are also inaccurate. But again, doesn't matter that they're inaccurate, we're never going to miss, ever. But another thing is that since they are weak, we will be swapping, we won't be killing everything with javelin, just like most things, like 90% of things.
So, since we have a moment, I wanted to ask a couple of questions. So, for those of you who don't know, I actually have never played Fire Emblem proper, but I have played Valkyria Chronicles, I have played Final Fantasy Tactics, I have played many of the tactical style RPGs, and there's a few things that I wanted to ask Nestani about what we have going on the screen. So, first and foremost, I've seen you get an XP every single time. Is that on an individual basis or is that like a team basis? Because I know you have your OP character who's like carrying real hard.
It is individual, so only Seth is getting the experience. So none of our other units are basically going to be getting any experience ever. And so, which is fine because we're basically just going to run it down with Seth, which is why I said that he's our primary ball handler. And I wanted to go back to what I said before where we can manipulate level up. So in this game, there are 8 stats, but we do not care about 8 stats. We care about 3 stats, and those stats are strength, skill, and speed. Strength, obviously, you need to be able to hit people and do damage to kill them. And then basically, the order of importance is speed is actually one of the least important just because Seth is already such a fast unit that we don't really have to put that many points into speed. So we're really prioritizing strength so that we can hit people, and then skill. And basically what skill is for every 2 points of skill that you have, you get 1 point of crit. That's just the super TLDR. And basically that's really important because we need to be able to crit certain enemies, and if you have a 0% chance to crit, you multiply that by anything, it's 0.
Yes.
That's the only math that I can do. But this is Vanessa, and if you notice, she just flew over water, which Seth cannot do. Seth cannot swim. Bro will drown live on camera. And by that, he just can't traverse it at all. But so Vanessa's really important because she's a flying unit. And so that's why I said that Seth is our primary ball handler for now, because there's a bunch of things that you see on your screen. On the far left side, you see these things called mountains. Seth can't even move over those. And then there's forest, and basically forest inhibits Seth's movement. So like if he moves over forest, he will lose like a point of like movement. So instead of moving 8 spaces, he'll move like 7 or 6, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? This is a kill-all map. There are monsters on the map. Just don't worry about the monster aspect of this. But basically what we're doing on this map is that we are splitting up all of our units, and we are basically sending Seth into the main juncture. And you're gonna see this a lot on kill-all maps where we spread out our units pretty thin so that we can, kill everyone on the 4 corners rather than have Seth like go all the way to the left and all the way to the right? We just dumb it down, keep it simple. And speaking of keep it simple, let's keep it simple with some donations here throughout the rest of this level. This would be a good time because I'm literally just holding down the A button waiting for these guys to die.
All right, well, while you were holding down that A button, we have a lot of love already coming in for this run. We have $25 that came in from Jaxler, who says, despite 9 of my 10 alarms not waking me, I'm glad to make it for the back couch for one of my best friends. Proud of you. Unleash the weapon.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, Jaxler. Sale Quaza also sent in $25 to Doctors Without Borders, saying, Sacred Stones was the first Fire Emblem game I ever played, and it made me fall in love with the franchise. So incredible to see it being beat in a fraction of the time I've invested in it.
Love you, Kawaza.
And we also have $10 that came in from Nestani's sister,
Ooh,
who says,
I know her.
Woke up at 6 a.m. to catch you live, dude. Can't wait to see how you speedrun a Fire Emblem game. Love you, crush it. Well, thank you so much for that donation.
Love you too. And I guess I'll take it over from here because we're basically at the end, if you ever notice me looking down, it's because I have 8 pages of notes in front of me. Just don't worry about it. So in this next chapter, we are going to be introducing to basically another new mechanic, and we're going to use this a decent amount. Well, it's not. Well, I guess it is technically a mechanic. Anyway, who cares? Anyway, a new thing that we're going to be doing. Wow, we haven't done it yet. Well, actually, we did do it. I just lied to you. Anyway, who cares? Whatever. We're about to rescue people. We're going to rescue chain people. I'm going to keep yapping and just like completely confuse PT as much as possible. It's really necessary. So what we're going to do here is that I'm going to unequip Seth from everything because I do not want him to hit anything. And then I'm going to pick up Vanessa. But the thing is that Seth cannot pick up and put down Vanessa in the same motion. So I have to take Vanessa from Seth and put her down. The reason that we're doing this is called rescue chaining, which basically means instead of like doing this map in like 4 turns, I do it in 3. That's all you really need to know. You can't pick up and put down the same person on the same turn. You have to use 2 other units to pick up and put down the same unit.
Nestani.
Yeah.
Do you know my real name?
No.
My real name is Vanessa.
Ooh.
You have been absolutely terrifying me every time you mention this character's name. It's like, so
Okay.
Vanessa can fly. And I was like, whoa.
Vanessa can fly both in game and in real life.
Whoa. Chill. But also, I was going to make a comment about Seth, because imagine being the main carrier of this and not being able to go over mountains or water. It couldn't be me.
People have been saying this.
It couldn't be me. Imagine being the main carrier and it's like, what's a mountain? No, I can't go. Okay, cool. Cool.
Well, if you notice that last battle, that was a kill the boss chapter, which is why I unequipped Seth, because for kill the boss chapters, we don't need to kill anything else besides the boss. So why kill anything if you don't need to? And so that's what we did. We can basically trade between enemies, or not enemies, we can trade between allies, and we can basically unequip ourselves whenever we want. But this is chapter 5X. This is Ephraim. Say hello to Ephraim. Hello.
Hello.
Say it. I'm looking at you guys. And this is the route we're going to take at the chapter 9 split. But for now, this is chapter 5X. X chapters in Fire Emblem are known as guide-in chapters, which guide-in chapters literally just translates to side story in English. So these are side chapters. These are normally optional in Fire Emblem games, but this one, it's not optional because you have to be introduced to Ephraim, because otherwise how you would know him and how would you like pick his route? You know, whatever. Anyway, so this is a seas map. You're going to see a lot of these because they love to be seasoned. PT, I have a question for you, though. What do you think is about to happen? Because I need to get to the throne room as quickly as possible. What do you think is the best manner that I do this in?
Oh, no. Well, looking at the... Whoa.
Yeah. So what do you think? Just keep going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say probably go murder some men and then just go down through the throne room, but the screen's white and I'm scared.
Yeah, that's true. What we're actually going to do is we're actually just going to move everyone out of my way.
Oh.
This is because I'm going to control all the enemies.
Oh, okay. I mean, that works too. That's super valid. Sometimes you just gotta move people you don't like. I completely get that.
People have been saying this.
I mean,
sure.
it be that way sometimes. You're in the way. I'm not gonna box you, but I am gonna move you.
And speaking of moving people, I'm moving everyone. This is enemy control glitch. So, why am I able to do this? Ooh, that was almost bad. Basically, there are these things called actor tiles. And these actor tiles, basically the TLDR is that if an enemy waits on an actor tile, you can soft reset the game. And if you soft reset the game, it's my turn now, mine, and then you take over. And basically, you can create actor tiles in different ways. What we did here is that if you create an actor tile you can create actor tiles by opening doors. And so that's what we did. We opened the door. And by opening the door, we created an actor tile in the top left-hand corner of the map. And then that actor tile is what we activated. And basically, by soft resetting the game, I hold A, B, select, and start, and then I hold start, which is why you saw that the screen just hold, because you can hold it for like as long as you want. Normally, from now on, we're just going to flash the screen.
Okay.
It's not going to be very drawn out. And now we are out of the woods because there is a thing with soft resetting, which I will actually discuss in a second because I just forgot that. We have to go more shopping because we have to do the torch staff. I'll discuss this later. Just don't worry about it. Anyway, so this is the torch staff. We're going to light it up. Similar to Elliot, we're going to unleash our weapon, but our weapon is the torch staff.
Okay.
And this is really OP. Remember how I told you that we can activate enemy control glitch in multiple different ways?
Yes.
This is one of them. So we can just create actor tiles at will.
Oh.
We're just that powerful. Just,
Okay.
don't worry about it. And so that's exactly what we're going to do, because this is Chapter 6, Victims of War. This is a really hard chapter, but we're going to completely trivialize this chapter, and this is probably going to piss off almost every single person at home, because especially when you play this game on hard mode, this map sucks. This is what I was talking about. If you make a mistake in this game and you do not commit to an action, you can soft reset the game, and then your RNG is not completely screwed. If you commit to the action, you are completely screwed, and you have to restart the chapter. But luckily, I cut that, and so we're so back, and we don't have to restart the whole chapter. And this is a two-turn of one of the hardest maps in the game, Smile. Yeah, just move the boss out.
I think one of my favorite things that I've seen so far when you're moving enemies, so in the previous map when you're in the castle and you're like, we're gonna move enemies, once you actually got back into combat and you started moving towards your goal, enemies were trying to catch up with you like, hold on, wait, time out, stop. And they're like chasing after you. It's like, no, dog, you gotta stay back there.
Yeah.
That's where you've been this whole time. Be easy, chill out, you're fine.
And so, if you all notice, the keen-eyed among you is that among us is that is that we're not using. Okay, yeah, I deserve that. I deserve the boo. We're not using Seth on this map. This is because Seth again cannot swim, will drown. He'll just fall in the water, super helpless. But fortunately for us, we have Vanessa, who is not super helpless, both on the couch and again in the game. And so we're gonna. Erica has this weapon called the Rapier. It has the might of 7, and basically how this works is that her sword is super effective against horses. Bye.
Oh, wow. Gonna rename that the Horse Slayer.
There is a weapon in this game actually called the Horse Slayer, which is actually super effective against horses, except it's a lance instead.
Well.
Actual item in the game, though.
Oh,
we're so back. But yeah.
We'll play this. We're good. It's Gucci.
What am I doing here? Yeah, this.
You're flying Vanessa.
Oh, all right. Sometimes you just forget the moves because, you're just moving the cursor and it's all kind of the same. But anyway, so basically what happened there is that whenever you're super effective against an enemy, the super effectiveness is actually determined by your weapon's might, not your character's strength. These are two different stats. And basically, because Erica has like a strength of 4 with her like tiny baby arms, mainly because she's level 1 because we've been killing everyone with Seth, right? She just can't, there's nothing she could do about that. But that is why that works like that. And we're gonna see a lot more instances of abuse with the might modifier in this game. But right now, this is the last chapter before we actually do the, the split. And also what I wanted to bring up is, you've been noticing the screen flashing in between saves. So whenever I save the game, the game flashes. And basically what I'm doing there is I'm soft resetting the game, because essentially, in order to get your RNG to line up, you basically just need to do these soft resets in between almost every single chapter. There are certain exceptions, but for the most part, I will be doing this all the time, forever. And so I'm gonna equip this javelin here, I'm gonna open this door, and then I hate to break it to you guys, but we missed. I lied to you. I'm so sorry I lied to you. I cannot believe it. We did miss with the javelin, but we actually missed intentionally because guess what this map is, everyone?
Oh no.
It's a seize map. We're seizing the throne. Oh my God, again? Yes, I'm so excited. So again, since we need to seize the throne, it's basically like a kill boss map, except with extra steps. You just have to hit the space underneath it. So again, don't want to fight as many enemies as we want, so we intentionally miss on that night, so the other 2 don't hit us, right? Just a little mini time save there. And then, yeah, that's all I have to say. Let's get some donations. We're good until like through the end of the chapter, to be honest.
Incredible. Well, we have plenty of donations waiting. We have $10 that came in from XCOG, who said, fire those emblems, Magic Man. Already the commentary is great. I actually feel like I understand the colorful shapes on the screen somewhat. And can we give it up for the commentary? Because this is absolutely incredible so far.
You are killing it. That's an accurate assessment.
Turtle Run 2412 also sent in $50 to Doctors Without Borders and said, barely woke up in time to catch this Fire Emblem run live from the audience. As a massive fan of the franchise, I want to shout out my favorite unit in the series, Valoria from Fates. She's both adorable and weird and has absolutely carried some of my playthroughs. And her Red Riding Wolf design is just chef's kiss. I challenge everyone else watching to donate for their favorite Fire Emblem unit too, so we can hit the million. And that's a great reminder that we are just $18,000, just over $18,000 away from $1 million raised this week. So let's keep going. Let's hit that milestone. It'll be incredible. Also, get those Fire Emblem character donations in. I will probably pronounce all of their names wrong. So also, feel free to call me out in donations for every one of them that I say wrong.
I'll actually match you. For everyone you say wrong, I'll donate an additional $5.
I will also donate $5 for every Fire Emblem character.
So get those characters in so we can both butcher them. Let's get into it. Also, if you're a Fire Emblem fan at home and you're like dying at that, I am so sorry. Kind of.
She's not sorry.
I'm not sorry even a little bit.
All right, so we are now onto Ephraim route. This is the route of the guy that we are taking. This is the basically the big difference between the routes start now. So in what was I saying? I was about to say something. I know what I was about to say. Actually, I want to give a special shout out to someone on the couch in full cosplay back there, the Byleth cosplay, looking absolutely amazing. And speaking of amazing, this storyline, amazing, that sounded sarcastic. I actually mean that. Actually, that's the storyline of this game. So basically, there are two different routes in this. There's the Ephraim route, there's the Erica route. We are taking the Ephraim route. And basically, what ends up happening is that after we run it down, we save our brother, even though he doesn't really need saving because he's fine, but like, whatever. We save him. And then basically, the game splits into two. Essentially what we find out is that Grotto, not only are they invading us, but they want to kill all of the sacred stones. That's the game name. Important item, probably. They want to kill all these things and break them into pieces, right? And we don't want them to do that, because if they break them all into pieces, the monsters that happened in Chapter 4 that I told you not to worry about, more of them spawn if they break more of these rocks, right? These magical rocks. And so we don't want them to break the magical rocks. But unfortunately, they already broke their own rock, because they own one of these rocks. They broke that. And then they broke the rock in Frelia. They're just breaking all these rocks. Not to be confused with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, not him. Different rocks.
I was going to say, not to be confused with the rocks that you see in other games that we won't mention, where sometimes there's rocks, there's crystals. Maybe you get it, maybe you break them, maybe you fix them. Who knows? But there's something involving rocks. They're shiny and they're important.
And speaking of shiny and important, I don't have anything to follow up. We just opened a door, which you could probably guess what's about to happen, because we opened a door and we have a bunch of people in the top left-hand corner. Yeah, it's my turn now. My turn. Me. No more. I'm now going to move all the enemies out of my way again, because guess what this is? Audience, can you guess what kind of map this is? It is a seas map. Good, yes, we're learning. We're gonna see a lot more of these. Now, you're gonna notice I did something a bit different this time. I didn't unequip all the enemies from the weapons. That's because the actor tile never goes away, so we're just gonna run it again. It's my turn, it's not your turn anymore. Goodbye. No more. You thought you were gonna go again? My turn. Okay. Well, I did it too early. If you do it too early, that's fine. You can try again. The real thing is you don't want to do it too late. This is I think a 20-frame window to hit it, so it's not the hardest thing in the world, but you err on the caution of, making sure that you actually hit it, so you don't have to restart the whole chapter again. Not cool. But luckily for us, Gilliam has Twinkle Toes, and he is just dodging all of these attacks so that, he's never gonna die. I lied, he just died. Bye-bye.
I was about to say, I think he just commentated cursed him. I was gonna make the same comment too, so we were mind melded. It's both of our faults. I was like, wow, he's out here juking. Oh, never mind, he died.
He's so gone.
He's very donezo. Whoops.
All right.
Sorry, homie.
All right, so chapter 10, what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch this cutscene because I desperately need to, because I have actually no idea why. For some reason, if you don't watch that cutscene, you just get horrific RNG and nothing lines up. I don't know why. I forgot. I meant to ask why, but I forgot, so. unlucky. We just won't know the answer, but we will know. But we will know that it works. That's all I need to know is that it works. I know how to play the game. I don't know necessarily everything about it. I'll be so for real. I didn't route it. I'm standing on the shoulders of many other smarter people. But speaking of many other smarter people, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to. Anyway, this is a defense chapter, 13-turn defense chapter, or it's a kill the boss chapter, so you can guess what we're about to do. Again, there's no Seth on the screen, so how are we going to kill the boss? Are we going to use a special weapon? No, we're going to steal a unit. This is my unit now. They do not get to use this unit anymore. And now let's have Vanessa shine both on the couch and in the game.
Oh, get into it.
Crit animations are just fun. We're gonna watch some of them throughout.
Whoa! What's the casting with the nonsense? I'm gonna need you to chill out, homie.
You're dodging. You're so back.
Get bodied. Touch my horse again. Get clapped up. You lost your mind.
All right, so there is the recruiting mechanic here, and basically we now have our primary ball handler for the remainder of the run. This is Cormag. If you know anything about Cormag in this game, he's probably the best unit in the game. He is absolutely, unequivocally ridiculous. This is because he is a Wyvern rider. Wyverns in Fire Emblem are notoriously really, really powerful units. Essentially, they're really big and strong, and they take no damage at all besides from bows, because bows are super effective against them. But like other than bows, they're pretty much impervious, and they're also extremely fast. They have good, they're just good. They're just really good. And so we're gonna use him now. He's our boy. This is because he's a flying unit. Flying units are really OP because we're not impeded by anything on the ground. I mentioned forests can impede our movement, obviously water, obviously walls. We can ignore all of that. And so, hello, Cormag. Not to be confused with Hello, Mario.
I've just been waiting for a moment to be like, I'm gonna need you to get these wyverns off my junk, please and thank you, because I'm surrounded. Help, help. I can't see anything. What's going on? Help.
Speaking of not being able to see, we are not going to be able to see in this chapter because there's fog. Oh no, we can't see, but luckily, this is the fatal flaw of this chapter is that it has fog. So I didn't mention this before, but we have a strict limitation on the activation of ECG with the torch staff, is that we need it to be dark or foggy in order to use the torch staff, which is why we don't use enemy control glitch in every single level. But we're going to use it in this one. So this is actually one of the hardest levels in the game, unironically. This is because we have to do 2 major instances of enemy control glitch. And the thing is that I mentioned that this game is pretty punishing. And by pretty punishing, I mean really punishing. If I make a mistake, if you commit to an action and make a mistake. So like if I do this, right, I just burned a bunch of numbers, but I can just do this and now my RNG is fine. All right, we get it, right? But if I commit to an action, I have to restart the whole chapter. I can't do that mini soft reset. I can't rely on that. I have to do the whole chapter again. So, if you can't tell, whenever I do enemy control glitch, I do the soft reset. So if I do it again, so if I mess up on the enemy turn and I soft reset, I break the glitch, which means that I cannot mess up a single input on these turns. But anyway, no more of that. We're going to talk about what I'm using right now. I'm using the Iron Lance. This is because Cormag spawns with 2 lances. He spawns with the Killer Lance and the Iron Lance. We switched to the Iron Lance because the Iron Lance has 45 PP and the Killer Lance has 20 PP. And the Killer Lance is really OP because basically it increases the amount of crit chance that we get. And so we want to basically maximize the amount of PP uses we get out of the Killer Lance because that PP is very, very valuable to us because of how much crit chance it gives. And so we're actually going to be using the PP from this very, very well. And we're actually going to end the game with 1 PP left. So for all these enemies, we are basically using the 45 PP that we get from the Iron Lance in order to kill all of these guys. And if you can't tell, we're feeding every single enemy on this boat into Cormag because Cormag is now our pivot. And so we need him to get really big and strong.
Whoa.
My turn.
I was like,
I lied. Hold on. My turn. All right, we're so back. Now I'm going to kind of shut up for a bit because I can't mess this up. So let's read some donations while I'm shutting up. I'm sure everyone would want me to shut up at this point.
We absolutely do not want you to, but I do love giving you some donations. We have $25 that came in from Ryan in Theory, who says, hey, Nestani, your passion for the game shines through in the run and commentary. Awesome to see you out here this early AM and excited to see where your speedrun journey takes you in the future.
Hey, it's me, Ryan in Theory of twitch.tv/Ryan in Theory, and I approve.
We also had $5 come in from Grimion, who said, loving this Fire Emblem run. Pretty sure this is the one my friend borrowed my GBA SP to play, then threw it down the hill after losing a character. Hoping for a better run here.
Oh! Don't worry, we only lost Gilliam, and no one cares about Gilliam.
Oh.
I was really hoping I had a donation. I was like, my favorite character is Gilliam.
Oh my God.
All right, and thank you everybody who has already been sending in donations on Fire Emblem names. I would like to select the easiest one from Napsta Potato for $25, who said, this is for my boy, Joshua, my favorite hard carry character for Sacred Stones behind Seth.
I have very bad news for you. We left Joshua in the dust in Chapter 5. You can actually recruit him in Chapter 5. We completely ignore him because he's completely useless to us and, truly unlucky. So sorry for your loss.
Imagine donating for your favorite character and the runner says your character's useless.
All right. How about this one, though? Photobob sent in $25 and said, had to donate for my favorite Fire Emblem character, LaRachel?
LaRachel. Yeah.
Well,
or
okay,
as I like to say as a kid was LaRachel because I can't read. Fun fact.
They said, I love her so much, although I get a feeling she won't be seeing a whole lot of use in this run.
I don't even think you're going to see her in this entire run. I'll be so for real. But speaking of so for real, we're done with the hard part of this chapter, so surely I don't throw it at the very end. That would be tragic. But we are about to do the second longest redraw in the game. So crowd, if you want to count with me, we're going to count to 8. I know it's really hard for some of you to count. I'm not looking at Cosmic. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is Fire Emblem 8. Can we get an $8 donation train for the 8 redraw and for the 8th game in the Fire Emblem series, please?
I support this message.
True. We need to get to the milli. Wouldn't it be hype if we got to a milli on Fire Emblem?
Yo, I'm here for it though. Like a million on Fire Emblem, and we got time too. Hang on, where we sitting at? I'm gonna look at it right quick. Oh yeah, we could do it.
We could do it.
I got
faith
in chat. I got faith in viewers at home. I got faith in couch. I got faith in everybody. Somebody's donating their sleep. They don't realize it.
People have been saying this. So I actually wanted to bring up a question that I got when I actually ran in Limey's RPG show, which is why do we speedrun this game if everything is predetermined? It's the same thing every single time. Well, I think my best rebuttal to that is that I have like a high 106 and records like a low 103. I'm like 3, bro, I'm not even close. I'm not even sniffing them. That's because there's a lot of movement mechanics, mainly B movement. So basically, if I hold down the B button and then I move my cursor, it moves real fast. And it's really hard to control, and so normally we only use it on straight lines, but those crackheads use it a lot. And they have so much APM, and I just simply don't have that much APM. I have a good APM. I have a respectable APM, but not that much. So this is chapter 12. So we just fed Cormac a bunch of experience, and basically he's level 15 now, and 15 is all we need. And good thing about Cormac is that he spawns with an Elation Whip. There are class promotional items, so this is going to promote him to advanced class unit, similar to Seth. Seth is an advanced class unit. Now he's an advanced class unit. Wah-wah-wee-wah. Basically, all you need to know is that we're choosing this class because we get a bunch of good stats like skill and speed and strength. We need all of that, and we also get an extra tick of movement. Now we can move 8 spaces. Things to note is that moving more spaces is faster.
I just like that your upgrade means that your dragon is now, your wyvern is now long.
Is now what?
Is long.
Yeah,
is a long boy.
He's very long now. And speaking of long, this chapter is not long actually. The next one is whatever. I'm beefing. Anyway, so what we learn in this chapter, story time. We haven't talked about the story of the game. So there's monsters on the screen. These monsters. Basically, what we learn in this chapter is that the monsters are obeying, they're working with the Grotto army, which is weird. because like monsters don't really got brains. They just want to kill things, right? Like they ain't buddies, right? They killers. And so we're like, what the heck? Why does this happen? And also what we want to know is, will this guy die in one hit? Yes. Goodbye.
Nice. High quality. Be nice if you got like that nice health refill when you got that, because I'm concerned about your wyvern friend here.
Oh, I think he'll be so fine,
Okay.
because that's the end of the chapter.
Oh, swag.
Yeah.
Sensational. No worries to be had.
All right, so now speaking of long, this is the longest chapter in the game. Smile. But this is also one of my favorite maps in the game, casually to play. This is for multiple reasons, mainly because I don't know, I just like the map. I thought I had more to say, I didn't. Sometimes you have nothing to say.
It be that way sometimes. I have something to say though, because I've been wanting to ask a question about this for a while, and it's been bothering me.
Okay.
So I've seen on some of your maps that you've had Team Red, enemy team, Team Blue, player team, and then there's other team.
Yeah, so other team is basically green units. These are either allies of, they're basically like rough allies of you. You can't attack them, but they'll attack the enemies for you.
Oh,
so
smart.
they're like, yeah. Generally, they're seen as really bad, which is why, like in chapter 3, we actually recruited one of the green enemies to basically remove the green turn, because if the green turn plays, not to be confused with the Green Lantern, if the green turn plays. Whatever. We don't want the extra turn, right?
Yeah.
We're minimizing turns. This is Garrick. Garrick is basically, he travels with Prince Ennis, who is the Prince of Frelia. I forgot to mention what we're doing right now. So we're gonna get. I meant to story bomb you a little in chapter 13, but you're gonna get all of it this chapter. Actually, you're about to get it. But before you get it, I'm gonna tell you about what we're about to do in this chapter. So we're using 4 main units. We are using Dussel, who we actually got in chapter 10. Dussel is an Imperial General of Grado, which we will talk about in a sec. He turncoated Grado. He doesn't agree with him. He's like, I don't like you guys anymore. I'm leaving. He's now with us. He's a really powerful enemy because, again, Grado General, powerful. He's an advanced class unit. Seth is an advanced class unit. Cormag's an advanced class unit. And then we just use a Hero's Crest, similar to the Legend, with a promotional item on Garrick to make him an advanced class unit. So, as you can tell, in chapter 13, this is basically where you start actually getting advanced class units in like casual gameplay. And so we need these types of strong units in order to kill everyone on this map. And this map is also very, very spread out. So we have Dussel on the far left. He's taking out the left side of the map. Seth is going to take out the middle left side of the map and the boss Selena. Cormag is going to take out the middle right and the bottom side of the map. And then Garrick's going to take out the right side of the map. And so now we're gonna story bomb time. So there's 2 routes in this game, Ephraim and Erica route. Basically, when they destroyed the Stone of Frelia, they were like, hey, we need to warn the other nations about Grado trying to kill their rock. We need to protect the rocks. And so basically, Eric is going to Roston to tell them to lock up the rock. And Ennis, Prince Ennis of Frelia, who's the Prince of Frelia, he's going to Gehenna to tell them to lock up the rock. But we are not locking up any rocks. We are going, hey Selena, we are going straight to the Grado Imperial capital because we are going to go kill Emperor Vergard, who is the Emperor of Grado, the big boy. We're going to kill him and we're going to end the war where it started. That is the objective of what we're doing. We're almost done.
Oh, okay.
We're going to kill him next chapter. So good thing that we just now learned about his existence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, I can count. Congratulations. Proud of you. So.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Keep playing your game. I can't deal with you.
I am playing the game.
Oh my God. But I'm proud of you counting. Very proud of you.
Thank you. And so now we are on this map. So basically, why is Selena here? Like, okay, so there's 6 Grado Imperial Generals. Basically, since we were longtime allies with Grado, we as Renus, we were longtime allies. They attacked us out of nowhere. There's a lot of like, hey, why are we doing this? Most notably from Selena and Dussel. Dussel went all the way and turncoated and was like, hey, I'm done. Bye-bye. And so he's with us now. He's rolling with us. I lost my train of thought. This is good. So Selena's here. Selena is in the middle of the map. We are going to go kill her, Smile. Yeah, because we need to kill every enemy on the map, and she's an enemy. And so basically, why she's here is that we actually have a companion with us called Myrrh. And Myrrh is a dragon. She's actually the great dragon, the big dragon. Basically, they have an evil dragon. We have a big dragon, like a hero dragon. She's the hero dragon. Basically, she has this thing called the Dragon Stone. This Dragon Stone allows her to turn to a dragon.
Who would have thought?
Very on the nose, I know. And because for some reason she's a dragon, she has these like magical properties where she can like detect where her dragon stone is. I don't know why a dragon would have magical properties. Do not ask me, ask the devs. So she's a magical dragon. She can detect dark energy, and she can also detect her dragon stone. And so basically Prince Leon, who is Emperor Vergard's son, Prince Leon, orders Selena to go find the dragon stone because he wants it. I think for like a research or something. So he just wants it. She's supposed to go get it. And basically, she learns from Myrrh. Yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. Oh, by the way, speaking of, this is an energy ring. This gives us +2 strength. We need this to kill Selena. If we don't, we're going to lose the fight. So we're going to do that. And basically, yeah. So Prince Leon orders Selena to get the Dragon Stone. Myrrh talks to Dragon Stone. Also, Myrrh, fun fact, is Ephraim's grandmother. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
Okay.
And basically, so Selena basically learns from Myrrh that the Demon King has these really cool properties. And this really cool property is that he can, like, destroy your mind.
Oh.
Casual. Just like, bye-bye mind.
So does he have Twitter? Is that what's happening? I'm confused. I don't understand.
Basically, so Demon King is Twitter, and Twitter is destroying your mind. And basically, so Selena learns that that the Demon King is destroying the mind. But the thing about Selena is that she is incredibly, incredibly devoted to the Emperor. So much so that she's actually in love with the Emperor, and since she's in love with him and will not turn traitor, we're gonna have to kill her just like that. And unfortunately, it just in her hubris, just so in love with him. And honestly, I wish Selena was in love with me instead.
Oh.
I'll be so for real. Anyway, for the rest of this map, this is the last turn. Let's just get some donations. Let's just run it.
Can do. We have $100 from Mom Jeter that says Nestani is awesome and he is my son. Doing awesome.
This is true. People have been saying this.
Word on the street.
Love you, Mom.
We also had $50 coming from Anonymous that just says, loving this run of my first Fire Emblem game. You all are crushing it. Ankylos also sent in $50 saying, hello from the back couch. My lengthy tenure as a Fire Emblem fan all began with Sacred Stones, so seeing it so soundly conquered is always a treat. I don't think I've seen the Ephraim route before, but surely my favorite unit, Ross, will be a big contributor here, right?
Yeah, you know, he gave Seth javelins at the beginning of the run. That's pretty useful.
You trying your best to be like, do I drag all their favorites?
Sometimes you just have to.
Does he know?
This is chapter 14. All right, we're so bad.
Chapter 14, let's do it.
This is the end of Ephraim's route. So we're about to be so out of Ephraim's route. I'm just beefing all these inputs. Just don't worry about it. We're getting some specific people here. So this is a B movement. So this cursor moves really fast. That was what I was talking about before. But we're actually going to talk about nothing on this map because nothing's important here. So what we're actually going to talk about is I'm going to story bomb you again.
Sensational.
I know this is what you all signed up for on a speedrun, is for me to yap at you about the game.
I mean, is that not what we're here for? I'm confused.
This is true. People have been, anyway. Oh! People have almost been restarting the chapter. Anyway, that's Emperor Vergard on the throne. Hey, you want to guess what kind of chapter this is? It's a Thieves chapter. Yippee!
Our back couch is so smart. They're so good at this.
So, what we learn is we actually learn a lot of cool things on this side of the route. You actually don't learn this on Erica's side of the route, or maybe you do, I don't remember, but I don't think you do. Basically, what you learn is that Grotto, their Sacred Stone is actually better than everyone else's Sacred Stone. That's because that is the Fire Emblem. Name of the game. Wow. Ooh, name drop. I name dropped the game. So Basically, their Sacred Stone is the one that trapped the Demon King's soul long ago in a galaxy far, far away, except it's not a galaxy, it's just this land. Anyway, so his soul was trapped in their rock. And basically, you see that guy up there? That's Emperor Vergard. He's dead.
Oh.
We are literally fighting a reanimated corpse.
Oh. There's necromancy in this joint? Who did that? Wait a minute.
Really normal stuff. And speaking of normal stuff, so basically he's been dead for about a year now. And so the backstory to this that we learn after this chapter from Noel, who's just a unit in the game, basically Prince Leon is the son of Emperor Vergard. So naturally when Emperor Vergard dies, he takes over because he's, next in line, whatever. Now, I don't know how to put this in a nice way. So, Prince Leon is, kind of a coward, kind of a little baby. Wah, wah, baby cry. Oh, my God, I'm so unfit to rule. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. He has this, he's such a coward, bro. And so, naturally, when you're this much of a coward, instead of, doing something logical, I don't know, get better, what he does instead is he counts to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Instead, what he does is that the next natural line of progression is that instead of getting better, what he does is how do I resurrect my father from the dead? Instead of
yeah, that's
what?
Punk. That's punk energy.
Yeah, so anyway,
that's actually what that is.
Basically what he does is that he takes the Fire Emblem, he splits it in two. There's a Dark Stone that has the Demon King soul, and then he has the Sacred Stone. He breaks that rock, so the Sacred Stone gone. He just has the Dark Stone. The Dark Stone, he uses that to resurrect his father, and now his father's a corpse, and the Demon King has destroyed both their minds.
That sounds like the pipeline for Twitter, so that tracks.
But I actually want to talk about something else that you learn from Noel, because this game has these things called support conversations where you can hear the characters talk to each other. It's really cool. A lot of these are romance things, but in this game specifically, and a lot of older Fire Emblem games, not Engage, basically they do this thing called actually putting in cool things to the story in here. We're going to watch another crit. And basically what we find out is that while researching how to resurrect his father from the dead, completely hinged, basically they also find out a way to look into the future, which is a crazy piece of lore that you would have never found out if you didn't read this random support conversation between Natasha and Noel specifically. And so basically they know how to look into the future, and they basically predict a storm rising on the southern tip of Grotto, and they basically save people from sailing. They're hey, don't sail on May 17th. And then they were cool, we ain't gonna sail. And then a storm hit, and then they saved a bunch of people. Really cool, no one cares. But what we do actually care about is that there's a subplot where oops, I meant to turn off animation. Well, we're gonna watch Teezy's dance. This is Teezy. She dances, and she basically can make you move twice. That's what she does.
She's very elegant.
This is true. People have been saying this. But basically what else we find out from our future looking into is that basically there's going to be a supermassive earthquake that hits the southern half of Grotto that's going to destroy half the population. Not to be confused with the supermassive earthquake that's going on in California. They're not the same thing. These are completely separate things. And basically at the end of this chapter, we got two items. These are sacred weapons, or sacred twins, or not sacred twins. They're sacred weapons. They're S-rank weapons. So there's weapon ranks in this game. There's E through S or D through S. I don't know, whatever. Basically, you have to. The more you hit someone, the more your rank goes up. And basically, these weapons are have really high might modifiers, and they're really good against monsters. So we'll talk more about them later as it becomes relevant. Because right now it's completely irrelevant. And speaking of E, people have been saying this. This is where the routes collide. So chapter 15, we're so back. We are together again. This is Erica. She's so back. She's with Ennis. And so basically, what are we doing on this here map? So there's a bunch of enemies, as you can see on the right side of the map, and there's a bunch of enemies that you can't see on the top left side of the map. And basically, this is a kill-all map. So we're going to kill everyone on the map, which means this is the second longest level in the game. Yippee! So basically how we're going to handle this is that we have our two OP characters. We have Cormac right there, and we have Seth down there. Again, you can't see Seth off screen. But all this that you see in the middle of the screen right here, that's sand. If Seth walks over the sand, his horse actually breaks all of his legs, and he can only move one space at a time rather than 8. And so we don't want to break the horse's legs, so we're not going to interact with the sand because we want to get to the bosses as quickly as possible. So...
Are we sure Seth is an OP character? Because he sounds like he got a lot of restrictions and issues. He sounds like some punk energy.
That's why he's the secondary ball handler. He's the Kyrie Irving to our Luka Doncic, okay? You know, we have Cormac's our Luka, this guy's our Kyrie, and we're just so back. So this guy's gonna go kill Volter, and that's because there's a bunch of planes down here, right? Not to be confused with like the planes, like airplanes, but like the planes, like the grass, right? Flat land. He can walk over the flat land without like breaking his legs. And since, again, Cormac, really OP, can fly, is not impeded by anything on the ground, he can go right above the sand, right to Kalek. So we are actually fighting 2 Grotto Generals on this map. We are fighting Kalek, and we are fighting Volter, really OP units. This is actually a pretty hard chapter to do casually. And so what we're going to do is we're going to shoot this guy with a bow. Bang. And then we're gonna...
Get this guy out of here. Actual dweeb energy. Imagine having a wyvern and just eating dirt. Weird. Weird. It could not be me. You're supposed to be OP. You're garbage. Actual garbage.
And so, what was I saying, man? Whatever. We're here. That's what you get. What we're doing on this map, and we're basically just going to hold A. And basically, after you beat this game once, you unlock this magical mechanic called holding down the A button. Because if you don't, enemy moves move really slow like that, and so you hold down the A button so that they move faster. It actually saves an ungodly amount of time, which is very useful for us. But you know, I feel like I've been story bombing you all a bit much here. So instead, I'm going to sum up Erica's story really quickly so we all don't have to worry about it anymore. So basically, what happens on Erica's side of the story is that Erica tries to go on a boat but can't because T-Pain's blocking her, and then Ennis almost dies, so she has to go save Ennis. And then Erica joins a religion. She learns a practice called Valega, and then basically Gehenna Sickerstone has been destroyed, the queen is dead, and Volter has team killed. We got all that?
That is the most JRPG story I think I've heard this morning thus far. And that's like, I have a lot of JRPGs under my belt, but that's so...
I thought you were about to say, and I've watched a lot of JRPGs this morning.
I mean, I've watched a bunch over the course of this week, and even then, it's just like, yeah, that's a JRPG story if I ever heard one. I think my favorite thing about this run I've been noticing so far, though, is the number of times where you literally just stand there, and it's the enemy turn, they just go all yeet themselves into the void.
Yeah.
They literally just pull up, and they're just like, we're gonna fight you.
And then I can turn around and just like, you know, look at you.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna fight you. Imagine watching all your homies fall down and then be like, but I am the one that's gonna
I'm the one that's gonna do it. This guy has 9 HP. They might kill him.
Right.
Surely.
I am the Highlander. No, bro, you're dead with all your homies. Go ahead, get in the back. It's like taking a number, honestly. Like, what are we doing?
There are certain differences between the Japanese and the English version. I just realized I haven't talked about this basically at all. Most notably, whenever we do the flashing thing in between chapters where like we reset, basically we can skip all the screens on the Japanese version. On the English version, we have to watch all of them, so we basically lose like 15 seconds per thing. Also, this guy moves on the Japanese version of the game. He normally does not move at all. Bosses in Fire Emblem normally sit and they do not run out, but this guy runs it down on the Japanese version, which is quite scary.
He got on J's. He's ready for action.
He is. And also, we're gonna get the boots. This gives us +2 movement. There are items in the sand, and remember how I said we can RNG manipulate everything? Mm-hmm. We RNG where we pick up the boots. So we pick up the boots in the same spot every single time. That gives us +2 movement, which is really OP. This guy's Kalek, he has a Hoplin guard. Basically, we can't crit him, so we have to 3-hit him. Boo-hoo. And I know that some of the people in the chat are probably upset that we are not having Cormac avenge his brother, because when I said Volter team killed, I mean he killed Cormac's brother.
Yikes.
But luckily for us, we do get some revenge with Seth, and unfortunately for Volter, he is just a corpse that does not know that he's dead.
Wait, what?
Yep. Can we get some donations?
Absolutely, and this is very well timed because we had $100 coming from Gutsy Bat, who said, shout-outs to my boy Cormac. Joins in Chapter 10, devours an entire boat of skeletons in Chapter 11. What a Chad. And everyone's keeping those Fire Emblem character donations coming, and I would like to remind you that while you are donating for Fire Emblem characters, you can also donate for your favorite characters for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, because Danny Phantom and Garfield are currently battling it out for the top slot. You can also donate to any of the rest of the characters that you want to see played during that run that's coming up next. But if you want to snipe that, now is the time to do it. We also had $10 coming from Amerlin, who says, Tech Crew here, donating for the obviously correct best Fire Emblem character, Lindis from FE7.
That's a good pick.
Yikes.
It's a basic pick, but it's a fine pick.
I don't know. Back Couch didn't like that at all. It's like that big thing that comes that says everyone disliked that, but that says Back Couch disliked that.
You know, she's just like main character, you know what I mean? Like, you can't pick anyone other than the main character. Like, really, dog? Like, that's it?
They're over here dragging you, but I don't know what to tell you. This is why I'm a neutral party. I just know it's a pretty picture. It's anime coded. I run around, we beat up some people, there's some wyverns involved, and then usually you gotta kill someone's dad. There's a zombie, there's probably some crystals.
Well, normally we don't kill anyone's dad. Normally our dad is the one that dies.
You know what, that's super fair.
Our dad died in this game.
Hey, like I said, I know JRPGs, that's why I'm on the couch. I might be clueless in this, but I bet you I could figure it out. Your dad really dies in this?
Yes, your dad dies in every single Fire Emblem game. If you ever see your father in a Fire Emblem game, he's dead. He's gonna die.
That's an opening scene if I ever heard one. Opening cinematic.
It is the opening scene in basically every Fire Emblem. But the thing is that actually in Three Houses specifically, they actually keep your dad alive for a long time, almost to the point where you think he might not die. Then he dies. Sorry to spoil it for you guys out at home. I'm sure all of you have never played Three Houses before if you're a Fire Emblem fan. But this is chapter 16. So this is actually a pretty interesting chapter in the fact that this is the last chapter that has any differences between the Ephraim and the Erica route. There are basically subtle differences. Like last chapter, we spawned in a different area, not to be confused with a different area code. We spawned in a different area. We basically spawned at the bottom left. But here, and on this chapter, we also spawn on the bottom left. Basically, Erica's route spawns on the right side of the map, which is good for Erica, not good for us. That's because we have to basically move more to get to the throne room because this is a... It's a Seas map. Yippee!
I have a question.
Answer.
Does that mean it's going to be your turn soon?
No, it's not my turn because again, limitations of this. There's no darkness or fog on the map, so we can't just manually ECG. Boo. And there's no enemies on the top. Because here's the thing: is that we have to either have darkness or we have to lure enemies to the top left-hand corner of a map. There is no top left corner on this map.
Yeah, the top left corner is like.
We could open the doors, but it's slower than just running it down.
So what we're getting from that is that Back Couch is smarter than current couch.
Well, that's the first mistake of the run. See, hey, you know,
Swag.
We get to do this all over again. Isn't that very exciting? But luckily, I haven't even yapped about what we're doing on the channel.
It's my fault because I missed the notes on how to manip, so that's why I gotta watch it again. It's like that one student that just gotta keep reading the notes over. So you can just blame me for it. It's okay.
You know what? I'm down, but I'll blame myself because I was just dumb for a second. I just turned off my brain. But we'll just turn it on. Xbox on. I hope I turn on someone's Xbox at home. That would be really fun.
Like someone's Spotify just randomly starts playing. It's like
Spotify, play Despacito. Anyway, we're gonna run this again. So, I did mention that Cormac's really OP and he can fly over walls. However, he cannot fly over these walls. These walls are too big. Very tall walls. He's actually just gonna hit his head on the walls if he tries to fly in. So unfortunately, we have to go all the way around. So basically, what's the difference here? So we spawn on the left side, which means that there's a bunch of these bushes here, and basically bushels baked beans basically slow you down a lot, and so we have to do a bunch of rescue chaining to get over them, and, which is slow and not fast. And you know what else is slow and not fast? My brain right now, because I can't keep up with what I'm saying.
Perhaps. I might be backseating a little bit, but do you think we should do some donations so you can focus? No,
because I actually have I'm just reading at the same time while talking. That is what we're doing.
I'm just trying to be supportive as best I can.
Yeah. So basically, the difference is that the TLDR here is that Erica's route is actually 2 minutes faster, on this map specifically than the E-frame route. This is because you kind of saw it a little bit ago, right before I made an oopsie whoopsie doopsie, is that a bunch of, like a literal infinite cacophony of enemies spawn. This is because the E-frame route is basically seen as the harder version of the game, which really just means that they just throw more enemies at you for pretty much no reason. And so since there's so many enemies, we have to watch them move, which is really cool. There's also actually kind of really cool tech that you can do on Erica's side of the route, which you 4-turn this on Erica's route, but on this route you actually 6-turn it. And basically, basically what ends up happening is that you saw all those reinforcements spawn that we're gonna have to watch run it down. You can basically manipulate those so they spawn at the end of turn 3, so then you don't have to watch them move at all. However, we're watching them move. But the thing is that Erica's route is actually still 2 minutes slower overall, and that's because you actually don't use Cormac on Erica's side of the route. You actually use Vanessa as your main primary ball handler. Unfortunately, we're not doing that. We're using Cormac. And basically what ends up happening is that you have to feed Vanessa a bunch of experience all throughout the early game, which is incredibly slow, versus what we did, which is we just went on a boat and just killed all the enemies at one time. Basically at the end of this chapter, after these guys, dude, this chapter is so annoying.
I was gonna say, we really gotta watch all these men move to do absolutely nothing of value.
Absolutely nothing.
You don't even get in range.
They're not even in range. They're helplessly clawing, trying to
I'd rather you just clock out. Like, what are you doing?
People have been saying this, so I mentioned S-rank weapons before. At the end of this chapter, we're actually going to get 2 specific weapons because we're actually in Castle Aranus. We're retaking it. So this is our homeland. And basically, we get 2 S-rank weapons, Siegeling and Siegeman. But these weapons are actually not S-rank. I'm not going to forget to do this redraw. I have forgotten to do this redraw in like literally 2 other marathon runs. It's pretty funny. If you forget this, your run's over. But I remember this time. We're so bad.
Fantastic. Love that for you.
And basically, these 2 items are actually not S-rank. They are actually intrinsically for Ephraim and Erica themselves. This is also asking us if we want to class change them. We don't, because they're useless, and we're not using Ephraim and Erica. But we do want Siegeling and Siegeman, because in Chapter 18 we're actually going to be using these, because they're actually not. You don't have to have S-rank to use them. They are locked to Ephraim and Erica specifically, which means that we can use them without an S-rank. And then this next chapter is a 2-turn crit, so literally throughout this whole chapter, you can just spit donations for this whole thing. It's gonna go by really quickly.
All right. We've got $10 from the Dirty Don, who said, donated for my favorite Fire Emblem characters, Ellawood and Ninian. Much love to the runners and all GDQ staff.
Shouts to Ninian. Good choice, good choice.
Fishy sent in $20 and said, my favorite Fire Emblem is Hubert von Vestra. Heart, he's slimy, but in a good way. Shout out to all the Black Eagles. They're like family to me.
I don't like slimy. You need to take.
But in a good way.
Take that word out of your vocabulary. No more slimy. I don't know if I'm with that.
Janine also sent in $10 to Doctors Without Borders and said, hopping on the Fire Emblem fave strain for my beloved Marissa, aka the Crimson Flash, aka pretty and witty and always lands a critty. Nestani, don't shut up. You're keeping me giggling. Anonymous also sent in $25 saying, loving this Fire Emblem run, donating to shout out 2 of my faves, Kaden and Lucina, the latter unit sharing my birthday.
All right. And so we're gonna get more of these S-rank weapons, but we only care about this one. This is a lance. It's the S-rank weapon. It basically allows us to do really big damage to monsters, which we're gonna fight a bunch of. And this lance is called Verdenerf.
It's called what?
Yep, that is exactly how you pronounce it. I'm definitely not pronouncing it incorrectly.
Swag.
It is Verdenerf. And so whenever you hear me say Verdenerf, you know what I'm talking about. It's Verdenerf, all right? So this map is actually pretty interesting from a routing perspective. I know I haven't talked much about the routing. That's because I kind of don't know much about it, I'll be so real. But what I do know is that I need to get the lance to use it. And basically, there are a bunch of these eggs. This is a kill-all map. Eggs are enemies. Eggs hatch gorgons. And basically, we don't want to wait for these eggs to hatch because that would take far too much time. So instead, we're going to kill the eggs while they're sitting on the ground. We're gonna step on them, make some scrambled eggs. You know the vibes. And so the painful thing about these eggs, though, if you noticed there, is that they give me 50 experience points, which like would be good in casual gameplay. However, we don't really need the experience at this point of the run. So these eggs are actually just really, really, really annoying. But luckily, they have one redeeming quality, which is it's my turn now. They activate as actor tiles if you destroy them. So basically, we're going to unequip that Medusa from stone because the Medusas have the stone ability that makes you turn into stone.
As Medusas do.
Yeah, and basically the thing about the stone ability is that I mentioned that there is 1 to 2 range. There's a secret third range called 3 range where the stone can attack from 3 spaces away, which means we can't counterattack. So we unequip her so that she can't use it, and then she has to fight us. And we're not going to get stoned, and we're going to be so back. And so here, you're going to notice I'm using a lot of people on this map. There's a lot of units going around here. This is because we're actually trying to avoid as many level ups as possible. Because again, we don't really want them, right? And you know, that's what we're doing. I forgot what I was about to say. Something in my brain turned off. We can probably get a couple more donations because the rest of the run is probably going to go by really quickly. So we'll get one more round in.
All right, we have $8 from that $8 donation train from Mr. Bad Guy saying donating for a good cause and to let everyone know about my favorite Fire Emblem character, Gilliam. I hope he'll be super helpful in the run.
He was super helpful in the run.
Red Apple sent in $25 saying the best Fire Emblem character is my fave tactician, Soren from Path of Radiant / Radiant Dawn. Ignore the fact that you have to play through Radiant Dawn, doing a lot of extremely specific things twice to get his full backstory. He's worth it.
I like the shade in that one.
Crit Nerd also donated $5 to Doctors Without Borders and said, always love me some Fire Emblem. Shout out to the best Lagas. I don't know how to pronounce that. Shout out to the best Lagas King, Tibern. Laguz, thank you. Shout out to the best Laguz King, Tibern from Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn.
All right, and so this is one of the last turns on this map, and basically what we're going to be doing is that I mentioned that Siegeline has basically, it's an S-rank level weapon, which means that level 10 Erica with 7 strength is gonna murder this gargoyle because this has a might of 16, which is a lot. And so we're gonna kill a late game enemy with Erica, and we're gonna do like 30 plus damage in 1 hit. And it's not gonna be a crit. She's just gonna hit him that hard. And that should just tell you how OP these weapons are, which is why it's very useful that we actually equip Erica with this weapon specifically. You know, and you could argue that maybe it's kind of lame that only Ephraim and Erica can use these weapons, but I think it's fine just because it makes the speedrun easier. And so bye. See ya.
Hey, nerds out of here.
It's over. And as I was mentioning before, we're about to dodge a bunch of level ups on this last turn on this map. And so I forget who all dodges level up, so you're just gonna see it. We're gonna find out together. Do you dodge a level up? Nope, you're leveling up. Kind of anticlimactic. You know, surely Ephraim dodges one though, right? Surely.
At least the sprites are cute.
That's true.
I like her little headband.
Oh, we dodge one. There we go.
Nice.
Got 1 dodge here. And as you notice, our Killer Lance, just bringing it back to the PP, we're now at 3, so we've been using this very, very well. And we are going to do a little bit of redrawing here. Seth's also going to dodge a level up. Tana's going to dodge a level up, and Sally's also going to dodge a level up. Erica, however, will not because she had to kill 2 enemies, and so she's just getting a bunch of experience points because she's like level 10.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we crit the crap out of this egg, because if we do, that means we did it correctly. We're so back.
Fantastic.
That is also another pretty hard level just because there's so many different things going on that you have to keep track of. And now we're going to go into probably my favorite map in the game. This is Chapter 19. This is Last Hope. And this map has a fatal flaw.
Uh-oh.
You can probably tell what is about to happen. So I think it's going to be my turn a little soon here. Again, Darkness, this is supposed to be like, I think, a 15-turn or a 17-turn defense chapter. Or, oh, no, it's a 13-turn. I just lied to you for no reason. It's a 13-turn defense chapter. But again, 13-turn defense chapter or a 2-turn kill the boss chapter. And what we're going to do is we're going to do something really funny where we're going to rescue Chain on the enemy side of the field. Which is really funny because if you've played any Fire Emblem, you know that enemies never rescue other enemies. That's never a thing they do, but we're going to do it because we're going to drop a reef just in range because a thing about the Darkness is that you cannot hit what you cannot see, but luckily we can see this guy, and this guy's about to get owned.com.
Yikes. He has something to say. We didn't care, though. Literally, sir, you died. No one cares. I'm not reading all that. Congratulations on my condolences.
All right, and then as we get on out of here, we could probably get one more donation here before we start the next map.
Absolutely. Ella sent in $10 saying, wow, that emblem sure is fire. Did I get the plot right? Such a fun run to watch. Shoutouts to PT on the couch for being one of the best people in the community. P.S. Let's not eat the dirt.
Listen, that's what you gotta do. You gotta put these men in the dirt. I don't understand why you would say that. I'm confused. There's so many things happening in this run that's confusing. You got somebody who's like the founder of Twitter, and then on top of that, you got people out here with my name flying on wyverns, and then we don't even use them. Some dude is on another wyvern, and his wyvern is long. Listen, you doing a whole lot. And then you say we can't put men in the dirt. I can't even believe this.
Speaking of long wyverns, we're gonna have only flying units on this map. I'll be so real, I lost count. We're gonna do this again, but I'm actually gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're so back. We're actually doing something really interesting. I can count, yay! We're gonna do something really interesting on this map, actually. So I rescued Teethies with Cyrene, and basically I put her on the mountain, and then I put Cormag on a thicket brush, and basically these two different things are not on ground. And since we're not on the ground, basically what that means is that none of these guys move. Only the people that can fly can move, which means that we actually save a ton of time on the first turn because we don't have any grounded units. So like all these guys standing in like these 4-man rotations don't move. But
ma'am,
Gorgons can fly in the Japanese version of the game, which is insane.
Ma'am.
They don't fly on the English version.
Jose, I haven't been able to talk bad about nobody because everybody looks like pixels and stuff, but I know the Medusas when I see them, and ma'am, what do you mean you just flew over? If you don't go back to your other side of the pond, what are you doing? Who told you to come over here? Who invited you? No, absolutely not.
Yeah, so that was actually patched out of the English version as well. Gorgons do not fly on the English version, so you don't have to worry about that. But what we did notice, and this is what I was alluding to back in Chapter 16, where if you don't do that redraw, you basically get an extra point of resistance. And if you get an extra point of resistance, you get 25 health instead of 23 health. We need 23 health because Ephraim has 23 health. Because Ephraim is a little baby because he hasn't fought anything the whole run, right? And so these guys can just kill him if they want, but they don't kill him because we both have 23 HP, and since he has a javelin and he can fight back, they actually prioritize Cormag, who can't fight back, because that's just the way it's coded, which is really good for us, but it's just funny that they just don't kill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wow, counting. This guy's dead.
Get him out of here. Are we allowed to say he can eat dirt?
Yes, we can.
He can eat gravel. How about that? Altered. Now he's not eating dirt. He's eating gravel specifically.
And this is the last chapter of the game. There's actually 2 maps, but this is the last chapter, and surely I don't get the white screen of death. We're so back, I actually skipped the cutscene. I never skipped that cutscene. I mashed start good, yes. Skill. Yay. Speaking of yay, we're gonna We're gonna get to the end of this chapter quickly. I don't know, bro. All right, whatever. Anyway, so we're flying directly over here. We're gonna drop Seth here. So we have a little conundrum here, and basically the conundrum is that there's 3 people in front of Leon right there. This is a kill the boss chapter, so we need to kill Leon, and basically we need to have Seth get to the middle guy and open up the gates so that Cormag can kill the boss, right? Kill the big baddie. But unfortunately, we have a bow user that's going to target Cormag and try to kill him because Cormag's weak against bows. So instead, we have a different flying unit to die. Bye-bye. That is all of Cyrene's usefulness in the run.
Oh, yikes.
Yay, death.
And so, we're about to get that donation that's coming. It's like, I love Siren. It's like, oh, who's going to tell him?
Who's going to tell him? And speaking of telling him, I'm about to tell you all that we are about to hit a little bit of a wall here because we're going to do a little bit of math here. Because I don't know if you guys notice, but 9 times 3 is like, I don't know, 27 or something. 27 times 2 is just not 73.
No.
And so basically what we need to happen here is that we need to hit him, we need to crit him 3 times, and we need him to miss twice, and he one-shots us.
Ooh.
So surely that just happens, right?
Oh.
Sick, we one-shot him.
Oh.
How nice. So this is Pierce. So Weaver Knights have this skill called Pierce, which activates on your level. So we had a 12% chance of activating Pierce, which again, we can manipulate everything in the game, which means we can manipulate Pierce, which is so sick. Because I remember when I was learning this, I looked at that and I was like, how am I gonna kill that guy? I forgot about Pierce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And basically what Pierce does is that it makes you do true damage.
Thank you, Back Couch.
It lets you do true damage. So this guy has like over 100 HP, but since he doesn't have any defense at all, this is the Demon King, by the way. Time's gonna come up relatively soon. But
Art's pretty fucking swag.
He has over 100 HP. He has none.
I would say.
One shot. That's
imagine having over 100 HP and still being punk made. The only thing valuable here is your artwork, my good dude.
And now he's gonna dissolve like the sand, and time's going to end when I ever save on the file. So it's gonna be a pretty easy time. So, and time.
You got it. Nice.
And that is the Sacred Stones, everyone. Again, this is one of my favorite games of all time, like top 5 ever. So I'm really, really happy to have shown this off. Quick shout outs to Kirby Master for, I basically learned this game off of his run. He did a very, very good job of preserving this game and basically had like a paste bin with like all these notes about like how to run the game, how to pick it up. Really, really helpful. So just shout outs to the previous Fire Emblem runners. I know it was more than just Kirby Master that routed this. However, I don't know your names. I'm so sorry. But all of you that helped, I appreciate it. I just wanted to shout out my mom who donated. I want to shout out my family. I want to shout out all the people in the back house clapping on me for being able to count. Really good skill that I learned today. And shout outs to Ryan. And then shout outs for PT for joining me. It was good vibes. It was a good time. And I
was useful.
And you can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Nestani. I also have a podcast called Even Though Nobody Asked, that nobody asked for. So you should check that out. It's speedrun adjacent. We're not all about speedrunning, but we do the podcast. And that'll be all for me. Just thanks for having me, GGQ. I love being able to show off this game. Have a good one, everyone.